Hello everyone, this is Preeti Mishra. I am a maths educator. In this video, I am going to cover remaining syllabus of chapter 2, polynomials of class 9. So let's have a look what all content we are going to cover in this video now. First of all, we will have value of a polynomial. Then we will discuss zero of a polynomial. After that, we will get to know about finding and checking of zeros. Then we will study about remainder theorem, then factor theorem. After that, we will have some examples based on these two theorems. And at the last, we will have a quick test about your knowledge which you grasp in this video. So let's start. So our first topic is value of a polynomial. What is a value of a polynomial? How it can be calculated? So to find out this, let's have an example of a polynomial, which is px equals to 2x square plus 3x minus 2. Now we are going to find out its value at 2 points. First, we will find it at x equals to 1, and then we will find it at x equals to 2. So let's start at x equals to 1. How to find out? For finding out value, we need to replace the variable in the given polynomial just by this constant number at which we have to find out the value. So I'm going to replace x by 1 here. So it gives us p1 is equals to 2 into 1 square plus 3 into 1 minus 2. At all the places where x was written in the polynomial, I have written 1 here. So what will be the next step after solving this? Because 1 square is equals to 1 and 3 into 1 is equals to 3. So next step will be 2 plus 3 minus 2. This 2 will get cancelled out by this last 2. So our answer is 3. So this 3 is the value of polynomial px at x is equals to 1. This is the way how we can find out the value of a polynomial at a given point. Now, another example, how we are calculating value of polynomial. Let's find out it at x equals to 2. So what we need to do? We need to replace x in this polynomial by 2 at every place. So it will give us p2 is equals to 2 into 2 square plus 3 into 2 minus 2. So next step will be 2 square is equals to 4 and 3 into 2 minus 2. So next solution will be 8 plus 6 minus 2, which is equals to 2. So this is the value of polynomial px at x equal to 2, which is 12. So this was the way of finding out the value of a polynomial. Just by using this way, you are able to find out value of the polynomial at any point, like p of minus 1, p of 0, and p of 5. You can calculate easily by this method. So what definition we can frame about value of a polynomial? Hence, value of a polynomial is that resultant number which we get after replacing variable in the given polynomial. So this is the statement about value of a polynomial. So it's all about value of polynomial. Let's come to our next topic, which is zero of a polynomial. What is zero of a polynomial? Let's find out with the help of an example. I'm taking here px equals to x square minus 2. So in order to explain you zero of a polynomial, I am going to take x equals to 2 here. I will find out its value at x equals to 2. So what I need to do? I need to replace x by 2 here. So p2 is equals to 2 square minus 2 into 2, that is 4 minus 4. So answer is 0, means we are getting p2 is equals to 0. So what is different here? Means at x equals to 2, this 2 is the number which is making value of this particular polynomial equals to 0. That's why this number becomes special for this particular polynomial. As this is a special number for this particular polynomial which is making its value 0, so this number is known as 0 of a polynomial. That's why we can write 2 is the 0 of a polynomial. Got it? So what definition we can write for 0 of a polynomial? A real number a is called 0 of polynomial px if pa is equals to 0. Means any real number a which is making the value of the polynomial 0 is known as the 0 of polynomial. I hope it is clear to all of you. So there are two results, important results, which you need to keep in your mind. I'm going to tell you. First one, which is related with constant polynomials. It is constant polynomials has no zeros. How? Why they are saying constant polynomials has no zeros? Let's find out its proof. I am taking here 5 as a constant polynomial. Now I can write 5 as 5 into 1. And you know very well, I am able to write 1 like 3 raised to the power 0. And you are able to write this one as 7 raised to the power 0. And any other person is able to write it like 50 raised to the power 0 minus 70 raised to the power 0. Means you are free to write here any number just having power 0 with the multiplication 5. Means what it means? It means no number is there which can make this value equals to 0. As no number can make its value 0, that's why constant polynomials has no zeros. This is the proof. Clear? Now come to next point. Next point, which says 0 polynomial has every real number as its 0. Every real number as its 0. Let's find out how it is possible. Now 0 can be written as 0 into 5, 0 into 7. You can write 0 into 100, 0 into 1000. It means every number can make it 0. Just you can write here any number with the multiplication 0, which is making it 0. So every number can make it 0. That's why every real number is its 0. Clear? 0 polynomial has every real number as its 0. So we have finished this topic now about zeros of a polynomial. Let's come to the next topic, which is related with the finding and checking of zeros. Means how we can calculate zeros for particular polynomials, how we will be able to check a given number is a 0 of a polynomial or not. So I am taking here a question which is find 0 of polynomial px is equals to 3x minus 2. Here you have to find out 0 of this polynomial. So how we can find out 0? What I explained you about 0 of a polynomial is that number which is making the polynomial 0. Means which is making its value 0. So we can calculate it just by putting this polynomial equals to 0. So I can write px equal to 0 means 3x minus 2 equals to 0. When 3x minus 2 equals to 0, then we can find out value of x here from this equation. So value of x will be 2 by 3. So this value is the result which is saying that x equals to 2 by 3 is the 0 of the polynomial. Right? So in this way, we can find out 0 of any polynomial. What you need to do, you just need to put the polynomial equals to 0 and find out, and it will make an equation. Then by solving that equation, you can find out the value of x, which is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so 0 of this polynomial is 2/3. Now next question I'm taking here for checking 0 of a polynomial. So the question is, check whether x equals to 1/2 is a 0 of polynomial px is equals to 2x plus 1. So we have to check here. It is the number they have given us, and we have to find out, is it a 0 of this given polynomial or not. So just by using definition of 0 of polynomial, you can check it. What is the definition of 0 of polynomial? 0 of polynomial is that number which make it 0. So if x equals to 1/2 is a 0 of this polynomial, then it should make this polynomial equals to 0. Let's find out. So polynomial is 2x plus 1. What we need to do? We just need to replace this variable x here by 1/2. So replace x by 1/2. It will give you p of half is equals to 2 into 1/2 plus 1. This 2 will get cancelled out by this 2 in the denominator. So next step will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. So answer we are getting here 2, which is not equal to 0. Though we were expecting that this should come 0 if it is a 0 of a polynomial, but it's not making the polynomial equals to 0. So it's not a 0 of this polynomial, right? I hope this concept is clear to all of you. Now let's come to next topic, which is theorems related with the polynomials. As on the screen, you can see here I have given a division of two polynomials. We will discuss it later. Let's first of all find out which two theorems we have to study here. So first one, we have to study remainder theorem, and then we will study factor theorem. Actually, these two theorems are based on division algorithm. What is division algorithm? That is, dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. You are knowing this division algorithm since you are studying in class 4th or 5th, I think. And we have to just find out this clearly because it is related with these two theorems. So in order to make this division algorithm more clear and more related with the polynomials, I would like to take here an example of division of numbers. Here you can see I am going to divide 5 by 24 by 5. So you are seeing, you are getting quotient as 4 and 4 again as a remainder. Here 5 is the divisor, 4 is the quotient, 24 is the dividend, and 4 is the remainder. Now I am going to discuss division about polynomials. For that, I am taking polynomial px is equals to 3x square plus x minus 1 and gx equals to x plus 1. This is a linear polynomial and this one is the quadratic polynomial. And now I am going to divide this quadratic polynomial by a linear polynomial. As you can see here easily in this division process, what is divisor? X plus 1 is the divisor. 3x minus 2 is the quotient. And 3x square plus x minus 1 is the dividend. And 1 is the remainder. Here, to understand the concept of a division algorithm, we don't need to go through this process, division process. We just have to clear this concept by knowing what are the divisor, quotient, dividend for polynomials and what are these for this division related with the numbers. So just by comparing these two divisions, you can clear it very easily that how division algorithm is working for numbers exactly same as it is working for the polynomials. Here you can see divisor, quotient, dividend, remainders as exactly same. For the polynomials, you are having divisor, quotient, dividend, and remainder. So I have shown these two types of divisions here just to make you clear about division of polynomials, that it is exactly same as we do for the numbers. So this division algorithm exactly exists for the polynomials also. Just we have to change the notations there regarding polynomials. So for this particular division, I can write 3x square plus x minus 1 equals to x plus 1 into 3x minus 2 plus 1. Means dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now I am going to write it in generalized form for polynomials. So it will give you px is equals to gx into qx plus rx, where gx is the divisor and qx is representing quotient polynomial, rx is representing remainder polynomial, and px is the divisor polynomial. So I hope it is clear to all of you that this is division algorithm for polynomials. And now we are going to use it while studying these two theorems. That's why it was required to clear this concept here. So let's come to our theorems. So our first theorem is remainder theorem. So let's find out what it says. What is the statement of remainder theorem? It says, let Px be any polynomial of degree n greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number. If Px is divided by a linear polynomial x minus a, then remainder is Pa. Means here the result which we have to find out, that is related with the remainder. Okay. So we will use here division algorithm. Now I'm going to give you proof of this theorem, how it works. So division algorithm for polynomials, you know well now, which is Px is equals to Gx into Qx plus Rx. Now, as in the theorem, they are saying the divisor polynomial is x minus a. So we can replace this Gx by x minus a, because in this division algorithm, Gx was the divisor. So we have replaced here Gx by x minus a. So now we are having this equation, Px is equals to x minus a into Qx plus Rx. Now, as in the theorem, they are saying then remainder should be Pa. So we have to find out the result regarding Pa. For finding out that, we need to replace this variable x here by a. So I am replacing here a by a, which is giving the equation Pa is equals to a minus a into Qx plus R. This a minus a will become 0. So now we will have Pa is equals to 0 into Qx plus R, which gives us result Pa is equals to R. This was our required result from this theorem. Okay. So thus we have proved it, that value of polynomial at the point A will be equal to its remainder. Okay. This statement is saying this thing, that value of the polynomial at a particular point A, which is here in linear polynomial, which is a divisor, will be equal to remainder after division process. So we have proved remainder theorem. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now let's come to our next theorem, which is factor theorem. So let's find out what is factor theorem. So it says if Px is a polynomial of degree n greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, then first point they are saying x minus a is a factor of Px if Pa is equals to 0. And at the second point they are saying Pa is equals to 0 if x minus a is a factor of Px. Means we have to prove this statement from both the side. Means it is working vice versa. Okay. So basically this is a factor theorem is another result from a remainder theorem. So we will use here remainder theorem. So let's start with the division algorithm. This is a division algorithm. Px is equals to gx into qx plus rx. We are going to prove first point first of all. So it says means it is saying ki x minus a is a factor, means x minus a is a divisor. So just like remainder theorem, we will replace gx by x minus a, and in remainder theorem we have proved that r is equals to pa. That's why we can replace r by pa. Okay. As x minus a is a factor of px, it means pa is equals to r will be 0. Let's make it more clear with the help of numbers. If you are dividing 6 by 2, so answer you are getting 3. There is no remainder you are getting. Okay. Why? Because 2 is the factor of 6. Means when divisor is a factor of dividend, then we can't get any remainder. If divisor is a factor of dividend, then remainder will be 0. And here in this theorem, they are saying x minus is a factor of px. So it is a factor, that's why remainder will be 0. Means we can put pa is equals to 0, right? So I'm going to put pa is equals to 0. So equation will take the form px is equals to x minus a into qx. Now let's make it more clear again with the help of numbers. Like if you are taking 12, then you can write 12 as 4 into 3, which means 4 and 3 are factors of 12. Okay, 4 and 3 are factors of 12. Just look at this statement and then come to this statement. Just like this behavior of numbers, you can say x minus a and qx are the factors of this px. Clear? I hope this is clear to all of you. Once again, I would like to explain you, because we are able to write 12 as 4 into 3, it means 4 and 3 are factors of 12. 4 and 3 are factors of 12. Just in the same way, we are getting here px is written as the product of x minus a into qx. So it means qx and x minus a are the factors of px. It means we can write x minus a is a factor of px, which was the desired result of factor theorem, and we have proved it now. So first part is done now. We are going to prove second part of factor theorem. So our second part is Pa is equals to 0 if x minus a is a factor of px. Okay, they are saying if x minus a is a factor of px, then pa will be 0. So let's start it. As x minus a is a factor of px, then again you are knowing well now, remainder will be 0. And we can put rx equal to 0 in division algorithm for polynomials. I have written it here in short. So px will give you gx into qx. Now, as x minus a is a divisor, so gx will be replaced by x minus a. Now, in order to find uh, the value of PA, we need to replace x by a. In order to find out the value of PA, we need to replace x by a in this equation. So we are going to replace x by a. That is, PA is equals to a minus a into qx. A minus a will become 0. So we are left with the result PA is equals to 0, which was the desired result of the factor theorem. So in this way, we proved its second part also. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now let's have some examples which are based on these theorems, and we have to use these results of both the theorems to find out the solution of these questions. So my first question is, determine x plus 1 is a factor of x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 or not. So how we will be able to find out it? If this linear polynomial is a factor of this one, then how we can find out it directly? Just we can find out it directly with the help of remainder theorem, just by putting x equal to -1. We will replace x at every place in the polynomial, in the given polynomial, by -1. So it will give us -1 to the power 3 plus -1 to the power 2 plus -1 plus 1. Then next step will be like this, and this is giving us result 0. And it was the desired result. If the value of the polynomial at this point becomes 0, only then we will say this is a polynomial. Means this implies x plus 1 is a factor of px by factor theorem. Okay, so we have used here factor theorem to find out this solution. Either it is a factor or not for this given polynomial. Now let's have other question. In this question, they are asking, find value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px is equals to x square plus x plus k. Now in this question, they are saying x minus 1 is a factor, though in this question, they were asking that x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial or not. This is the difference between these two questions. Here it is given that x minus 1 is a factor of this given polynomial. If it is a factor, so its value will satisfy this polynomial. Means it if we will put x minus 1 equal to 0, then x equals to 1, then this value will satisfy. Means it will make the value of this polynomial equals to 0. So we can write P1 is equals to 1 square plus 1 plus k equals to 0. As x minus 1 is a factor of px, that's why it will make its value 0. Again, we are using here factor theorem. So now we will solve this equation. It will give us 2 plus k, 1 square is equals to 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So 2 plus k is equals to 1, means k is equals to 2. This is the answer. Now let's have other example. In this question, find the remainder if px equals to x cube plus 3x square plus 1 is divided by linear polynomial x minus 1. Means we have to find out remainder here. And this is the linear polynomial, means this is the divisor. And this is the dividend. So we will use here remainder theorem. What was the remainder theorem? Remainder theorem was R is equals to PA. And what was A? A was this constant term from the linear polynomial. So our remainder we can calculate just by putting this number in the given polynomial. PA is equals to R using result from the remainder theorem. So we are going to replace X by 1 in this polynomial. So it will give us P1 is equals to 1 cube plus 3 into 1 square plus 1. After solving this, we are having 1 plus 3 plus 1 means P1 is equals to 5. So this is the remainder. Clear? This is the remainder of Px is equals to x cube plus 3x square plus 1 when it is going to be divided by x minus 1. By using this direct method from remainder theorem, we can calculate it in just few steps, right? So remainder is 5. Now at the last, let's have a quick test about your knowledge which you got in this video. So let's start. First question is, find the zero of the polynomial in each of the following cases. First one is Px is equals to x plus 5. What is the zero? 0 we can just calculate by putting it equal to 0. So answer will be minus 5. Then Px is equals to Cx plus D, where C is not equal to 0, where C and D are real numbers. It is required here to mention that C is not equal to 0 so that you can understand that this term is not going to be 0 anyhow. Okay. So here you have to find out 0 of this polynomial Cx plus D. So just put it equal to 0 and find out the value of x. So answer will be minus D by C. Next question is, find the remainder when x cube minus ax square plus 6x minus a is divided by x minus a. I have given here solution just for your convenience, as I thought this question may be a little bit tough for you. That's why I have given here solution. So answer you are getting, which is 5a. Let's come to our next question. Find the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. Here, first question is px equals to x square plus x plus k. You have to find out the value of k here, where x minus 1 is a factor. You have done such type of question already in this video. What you need to do, just put x equal to 1 here and make it equal to 0. So it will give you answer k is equals to minus 1. Then in next question, again we have to do same way. Replace x by minus 1 and put it equal to 0. Find out the answer. You just calculate it yourself. I am telling you the answer. K is equals to minus of 2 plus under root 2. Our last question is, find the value of polynomial 5y cube plus 8y minus 3 at y is equals to minus 3. Just you have to replace y by minus 3. You can calculate it easily, I hope. So I am going to tell you answer. The answer will be minus of 412. So that's all about this video now. We'll meet you in my next video with the remaining part of polynomials. See you soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.